West of Phoenix, there's a 2,000-acre stretch of open desert. It was going to be a town, a planned community, more than 9,000 homes. Those homes will not be built. In 2023, Arizona decided the groundwater underneath couldn't support them, so the land was sold. What's going in instead is up to 20 million square feet of data centers, drawing from the same ground the houses were not allowed to touch. Not because a data center uses more water, it uses far less. Because the rules that stop a subdivision don't stop a data center. That is the story. Not how much water AI drinks. Who gets to decide where the water goes, and whether you can still watch the decision being made. This is the control room. The systems shift underneath the headlines, without the hype or the fear. Today, AI and water in the American Southwest. Why the fight over gallons misses the thing that actually decides it. Who gets the water and who gets to choose. Before you argue about how much water, look at the scale. Arizona already has nearly 100 operational data centers, and 86 more are planned. This isn't coming, it's already here. Start with the number people fight about. You've heard data centers are draining the desert, so here is the honest version. In Maricopa County, Phoenix and its suburbs, one of the most water-stressed places in the country, data centers used about 900 million gallons of water in 2025. That sounds enormous. In context, it's small. Enough for roughly 10,000 homes. Less than 0.1% of the state's water. Put it beside the thing no one protests, golf. The county's golf courses use about 29 billion gallons a year, roughly 30 times what the data centers use. Data centers are about 0.1% of the county's water. Golf is nearly 4%, and agriculture dwarfs both, more than 70% of Arizona's water. So, if you came here for the story where AI drinks the desert dry, you can set it down. By volume, the people calling this overblown are right. The gallons are not the crisis, which is exactly why counting gallons is the wrong way to look at this. Because what changed in Arizona wasn't how much water gets used, it was who's allowed to use it, and how quietly that gets decided. To see it, you need one piece of history. Arizona has the strictest groundwater law in the country. In 1980, after decades of pumping the aquifers faster than they refill, the state passed the Groundwater Management Act. And it built a rule most places don't have. Before you build, you must prove 100 years of assured water. For 40 years, that rule did its job. Then, in June 2023, it did something new. State modeling found the Phoenix area was short, nearly 5 million acre-feet of groundwater over the next century. So Arizona stopped approving new subdivisions that rely on that groundwater. If you want to build homes on it now, the answer is often no. Here is the part that matters. That no applies to housing. It does not apply to a data center. An industrial user in an area without renewable supply can drill its own wells and pump the same groundwater a new neighborhood is no longer allowed to touch. Which brings us back to that land west of Phoenix. The subdivision was blocked, the data center campus was not. Same aquifer, same drought, two different rules. One for the family that wanted a house, one for the company that wanted a server farm. Not because anyone broke the law, because the law was written for homes and farms in 1980, and the servers arrived in a category it never imagined. And the servers arrive fast. That's the second half of the shift. Not just who decides, but how quickly and how visibly. Consider Tucson. Last year, a developer proposed a $3.5 billion data center, Project Blue. Its customer kept secret behind a non-disclosure agreement. Residents pushed back over water and power, and the city walked away. That could have been the end. It wasn't. The developer went to Pima County instead, a different government, same desert, and got approval there. Then announced a similar project one town over. When one door closes, there's another down the road. Or consider Chandler, where a data center's water agreement, an average of about 48,000 gallons a day with room to grow, didn't come out in a public hearing. It came out because a newspaper filed a records request. The deal was real. The public just wasn't in the room for it. Or Goodyear, where Microsoft filed its water estimate with the city, then redacted the exact figures from the public record, calling them proprietary. You can know a data center is coming and still not be allowed to know what it will drink. Phoenix itself has now rewritten its zoning code, admitting the pace of development had, in the city's words, outrun the rules. And the pace isn't just local. Metro Phoenix now ranks second in North America for planned data center development. This is the quiet part. Arizona's water system was built to be slow and public. Hearings, 100-year proofs, state review. A corporate site deal is fast and private. When the second one roots around the first, the decision still gets made. You just don't get to watch it happen. If you want the systems underneath the headlines, every week, subscribe. The control room. The signal. Every week. Now, the fair accounting, because this only matters if the water is genuinely scarce, it is. The Colorado River is at a record low. Lake Mead sits around 27% full. Lake Powell, 24%. And the agreement that governs how 7 states share the river expires at the end of 2026, with those states deadlocked on what comes next. Here is the break, and it matters. Even the worst case for data centers is modest. One projection has Phoenix's data center water growing tenfold to nearly 4 billion gallons a year. And even then, it's about 1% of the area's residential water. Data centers will not drink Arizona dry. Farms and cities use far, far more. But that was never the claim. The claim is narrower and harder to dismiss. At the exact moment the public system for dividing scarce water is under the most strain, deadlock, and expiring compact, a powerful new kind of user is being connected to it through fast, private, one-off deals the system was never built to see. And if you've followed this channel, you know the shape. The scarce thing keeps moving. First, it was the AI model, then the chips to run it, then the power, now the water. Every time the fight looks like it's about the resource. Every time, it's really about who controls the allocation. So be precise about what this is. It isn't that a data center drinks too much. By any honest count, it doesn't. It's that in one of the driest, fastest-growing corners of the country, the question of who gets the water and who gets to decide is quietly moving out of the public system that spent a century learning to ask it and into private rooms, one deal at a time. The land west of Phoenix isn't a story about gallons. It's a story about a decision. A house that couldn't be built and a data center that could, on the same water, under the same sky. This is the control room. Here is the pattern. The implications are yours. The voice you've heard is AI. The visuals are AI generated, or where real places or companies appear, licensed and credited. The control room, the signal, every week.